God is calling us to be in, but sometimes we like to hold on instead of giving it out. Amen. If you look at all growth, it's not given by retention or by keeping. Amen. Sometimes in order to grow, you got to give. And that's both in positive aspects and negative aspects. That's right. In order for you to grow, sometimes you got to get rid of some negative stuff in your life.
Yeah, come on.
In order to be able to get to a place that God wants you to be in, you got to let go of some negative things, some negative people. So growth isn't all about what you hold in and what you keep. But it's also about what you're able to let go of and get rid of and give out. Amen. And if you look at being able to grow from a financial aspect, sometimes you got to be to get rid of some money to be able to grow. Amen. Amen. Sometimes we got to give our way out of our financial situation in order for that place to change. And then if you look at it from an investment opportunity, when you look to invest into something, you're not investing by holding on to what you have. You're investing by taking what you have and placing it somewhere else. So investment is just the same way of saying I'm giving my money to something else that I feel can give me a greater return. And man, we invest in stocks and companies and bonds and all these things in this world, but we don't want to invest in God. It's no problem for us to go out on our jobs and put all this money into our job, but we don't want to put no money into God and into God's house. But I come to tell you on tonight, if you would look to get out of the situation that you're in financially, you better give yourself out. Amen? And I'm going to show you a couple of times where there's some people in the Bible that gave their way out into their blessing.
My God.
Amen. Amen. Let's turn to Matthew 25. We'll get there. But we got to get to a place of God where we're not so quick to hold on to the money that we got. Amen. I know it's going to be a little quiet tonight, but we need this. Amen.
Amen.
We talk about holding up the vision. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. This money is what's going to hold the vision up sometimes. Amen.
Amen.
We want the vision to be able to reach into our families and reach into our friends, but we don't want to reach into our pockets to be able to push forward through it.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Matthew 25, we're going to start at verse 14.
For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling to a far country, who called his own servants, and delivered unto them his goods. Unto one he gave 5 talents.
One he gave 5 talents. And we know that these talents isn't talking about a gift or a skill that you may have in God, but the talent in this time we're speaking of money. That God had given them money.
To another 2, and to another 1. To every man according to his several ability. And straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made him other 5 talents.
So God gave him a certain amount of money, and he went and took that money and made double what he was given.
And likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained other 2.
So he also was given 2, and he went and got 2. And so God said that he given them this money according to their several ability. So God said, I'm not going to give a certain amount of money to somebody that I know can reproduce this same amount of money. Can you read it?
And he that received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money.
So it was one person that all he had was 1.
My God.
And he said, man, I only got 1. So I got to hold on to this.
Yes.
After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought another 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more.
So now it come a time where it was time for them to present that which they had gained from what the Lord had given them.
His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant.
He said, well done, thou good and faithful servant.
Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord.
Amen. You see, so we want to be in such a great financial place, but are we faithful over the little things that we start off with?
My God.
Are you faithful over the financial place that you're in right now? I mean, are you going to be the person that gained those 2 talents and went out and got 2 more and gave it back into the Lord? Or are you going to be that person that only had 1 talent and was thinking, well, I only got 1, so I got to hold on to it and dig it in? And then, because one thing about investing is sometimes in investing is always a chance of you losing. But see, you got to know who you invested into, though. You see, we can't take the mindset of investing from the world and carry it over to the mindset of us investing in God, because it's not the same. You see, you may invest in some things in the world, and that money might come back, and you might not get all that you started off with. But when you invest in God, God will take what you gave him and turn it into much more than what you thought you could get.
Amen.
You see, you can't lose with God.
Right.
Amen. But when you take that money and we wouldn't have put our money into the world, knowing that there is risk that we can lose it, but we still do it.
Right.
But God told us that if we pour out into him, that he'll give us tenfold.
Yeah.
But we still want to be, penny pinchers with God. We still want to hold on to our money and not pour into the kingdom.
He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant.
Well done, good and faithful servant.
Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and
the one that received the 1 talent
came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there that hast that is thine.
So he said that I took that 1 talent that you gave me, but I was afraid, amen, of losing it. I was afraid of not being able to give back. So I took it and I hid it. Amen. We can't be in a place where we're taking our money and we're not giving it unto God. Keep reading.
His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant.
So he called him a wicked and slothful servant for not giving that money back unto God, for not taking that money and trying to turn it into more and give it back unto God. That wicked and slothful servant.
Thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. So
we can't be in a place, amen, where we can't be faithful over the few things that we have now. You see, because if God has already given you, even if it's only but the 1 talent, be faithful over that 1 talent. Amen. Be faithful over what God has given you now. You see, because we can't expect God to bless us with these crazy financial blessing jobs, but we can't even give God just a little bit right now what we have.
Right.
You see, because if you look at it, God is only asking for 10% out of what you have.
Come on.
10%. So for every $100 you make, God said, I only need 10. So the problem isn't that God is asking for too much. The problem is that we are balancing our financial situation in our life. And we making God, lose on the back end. You see, it's not the problem that, oh God, when you want 10% of too much, but what you doing with the other 90? Why is it that you got 3 car notes and you living in a house that you can't financially afford? But then we come to God and say, God, I can't give you, that's too much. But you're wondering why we live in check to check and week by week.
Talk about it.
But we say, but God, I can't give you that because you're giving all your money into a house that you can't even afford.
My God.
We live above our means, but then we allow God to be the one to lose on the back end.
Amen. Yes, Lord. That's the truth.
And all that's going to do is just make your life even harder.
It is. Yes.
Because as long as you continue to take from God, God called you a thief and a robber.
Oh,
and you carrying a curse over your household.
My God.
So not only are you living check to check, but now you living check to check in the cursed house.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know about you, but I'd rather live check to check, know it's a blessing on the way.
Amen.
You see, we got to have that mindset that even when I know ends not being met, I'm going to still give God his. Because believe it or not, there's somebody out there that still got to pay for them bills, but maybe half the money you make.
Amen.
Amen. But when you trust in God, and that's another thing, when you give that money unto God, it's showing that I trust you. It's showing a sign of trust that even when I know, when I'm counting my bills out, I'm tallying up. what I got to pay out and what's coming in. And I'm seeing a negative side, but I'm saying, look, Lord, I'm going to still give you what's owed unto you. Because the second you start taking from God, God will take the money from you. So what would you rather give God his 10% or lose all 100 of it? And then you still got to find a way to give God a tithe. Just because you ain't working don't mean you don't owe God something. Just because you ain't got a job don't mean you still don't owe God 10%.
That's right.
And man, God still needs something from us. So I'd rather make that sacrifice and give God his, the way I can still keep that 9 to be able to work in my life and do things to sustain my life rather than trying to pull back from God and then he take everything away. Because I've seen it happen.
Amen. Me too.
People wondering why they're making 10 times more money than me, but it looks like I'm living a little bit better.
Right. Say that. Right.
Looks like I'm living a little bit better. They're making 2, 3, 4 times my income, but not paying the tithe.
Jesus help us.
And they see like the money just flowing out their pocket. They don't know where it's going.
Amen. Yes, sir.
Amen. And it's probably because we're not giving God what's owed, and that's probably because we just living above our means.
Yep.
Just because we make more money don't mean we need to spend more money.
That's true.
And see, that's the problem that we make, is that we live in a lifestyle where I'm living in a $30,000 a year lifestyle. And so as soon as I make $50,000 the next year, now my lifestyle is going to cost me $50,000. That's why we can never grow up, make money, and build up money, because we think, well, as soon as I make more money, now I can go out and buy more stuff.
Right.
But the key is to find a way or like a phase where you can live comfortably and keep it there.
Yes. Come on.
If I'm making $50,000 a year, I'm going to find a way to live with about 30 of it.
Amen.
So $20,000 being saved each and every year, and as my life grows, as I progress, I'm making more money, but I'm still keeping that same amount of expense each and every year.
Say that. Say that.
But as soon as we get a big bonus or we get a big pay raise, I'm about to pull up in a new Lexus, I'm about to pull up, got a new house on the way, and wonder why you see myself, why is my life always the same cycle? I'm making more money now. I'm doing bigger things now. Why do I still feel like I'm living check to check? I was barely getting by with 500, but now I'm making 1,000, but I'm still barely getting by. You see, you got to have a financial mindset when you start to make more money.
Amen.
Everything you ain't always got to go up. And see, that's the problem with even with black folks in general, is that we think that we got to let everybody see the money that we making.
Yeah. Amen. That's good.
We got to have the most expensive clothes on. We always got to be sharp and nice. We always got to let folks know we got this nice car. I got a 2-story, 4, 5 bedroom house. But it ain't but 2 of you in the house. But you got it because you want to put on the show. We got to learn to live in our means. Be more economical, be more frugal. And wonder why we as a people never have money. Wonder why we as a people are always struggling and struggling and struggling. Yes, there's some things in this world that set against it, but sometimes it's just our own selves and decisions we make. And sometimes we like to blame the system, we like to blame the world that we live in for our financial hardship, but sometimes it's just us. Sometimes it's just us, and we got to be able to take responsibility for that, amen? 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 Amen. Let's turn to 1 Timothy 6 and 10. We got to learn how to develop a financial mindset. We have to learn to gain financial literacy. We can't expect to be able to have all this money and to have these great savings and to grow, but don't learn how to do it. Amen? Amen? We got to learn to work together. That's right. We got to learn to do things together. Everything always got to be done by yourself.
Say that.
Problem is, everybody always want to be the one to say that I did this, I built this from the ground up, I did all this, it's all me. And you're going to keep that same mindset, that building ain't going to never get built. The business idea, you got to never get pushed. Because you want to be so independent. They said that it was only me that did it. And then we got to let some of that pride go. You're going to be powerful and broke. Instead of finding somebody else that you know can help push that vision. Find somebody else that can help work together with you. A co-CEO of a business that where you can get it growing faster. We got to learn to work within ourselves. Amen? Amen. 1 Timothy 6 and 10.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
The love of money is the root of all evil. And see, a lot of people like to look at this and say, oh, well, God wants us to be broken. God don't want you to have nothing. But he didn't say it's the money that's the root of evil, but it's the love of the money. God don't want us broke. God don't want you struggling day by day, week by week, month by month, barely getting by. It's only to the point where you begin to love the money that when it becomes a problem. You see, because when you love money, you don't see the world the same. You see, I had read a little story about it was a rich guy that was talking to a counselor. And the counselor was talking to him, and he took him to a glass window, and he told him to look out the window, and he asked him what he see. And he said that I see a whole bunch of people outside walking on the street. And he said, okay, and see, now I'm going to take you to this mirror that's backed with silver. And he said, now what you see now when you see the mirror, when you look in the mirror? He said, I see myself. And he said, sometimes when you looking at things through money, you can't see everybody else outside, but you only see yourself. You see, when you take that mirror that's backed by that silver, the representation of money, you only see yourself. And so too often times we have our mindset and our worldview is looking through a lens of money and how to get money, how to do this and how to do that. That can be dangerous because you only see yourself. You take no concern for nobody else. It's all about how I can make more money. That's why these big old business and CEOs, they're going straight to hell, and I believe it. Because it's all about a dollar. They'll sell food and things that's killing our bodies just for $1. Because they see the world through a dollar sign. They see the world through money, and all they're seeing is, what can I do to benefit me more? What can I do to allow me to be more successful? Instead of seeing it through a plain glass where I'm looking at the people, what can I do to help them more?
That is so true. That's good, sir.
That's when that love of money becomes the root of all evil. Because some people, they love money. They'll do whatever to get more money.
Yep.
They'll sell you some rotten meat just to make some more money. And that's not evil. It's evil. All these meat packaging companies and believe it or not, and they do it more often than black folks. Look it up and see the quality of stuff that you get in most black neighborhoods and other neighborhoods.
That's true.
The quality be much lower.
It is.
Be much lower.
Yep.
Amen? But we got to get out of a place where we scared to give. We worried about giving. And man, you can't love somebody so much that you can't give it out.
Right.
And then I seen another video about how they was playing with this little raccoon. It's just to teach you a lesson about how people that don't like to give is that they had a raccoon that had reached into like a container. And the only way for him to get his hand out is if he opened his hand up. So as he reached into it, because it was like a piece of silver or something that was light, whatever attract raccoons. So as he reached into it, as long as he held on to that, he wasn't going to be able to get his hand out.
Wow.
But as soon as he let it go and released it, he was able to get out. And some of us stuck because we don't want to open our hands up and give.
Yeah.
Some of us stuck because we hold on to that money that we don't want to give to God. God said, just open up and give it, and I'll release you from what's holding you. Some of us bound because we don't want to give.
Yes.
Wonder why we can't progress in God, why we can't progress in life because you won't give. Amen.
Amen.
Giving is important. Amen. It's not always about the church trying to get to your money and take your money.
Come on.
It's beneficial for you.
Yeah.
For you to give to the church, that's a blessing to you. Because God is going to honor that. Amen.
Amen.
Let's turn to Malachi 3 and 8. We all know about this scripture.
Malachi 3 and 8. Will a man rob God?
Will a man rob God?
Yet ye have robbed him.
You rob him, but how you rob him?
And ye say, where have we robbed him? In tithes and offerings.
In tithes and offerings. And so we read this scripture, we always emphasize the tithes, but when do we talk about the offering? He didn't say you robbed him because you just did tithe, but he said tithe and offering. Some of us are robbing God because we making all this money, but when it comes time for offering, we giving God $5. That makes sense too much. I
Amen.
think y'all want to talk, but I'm going to still
Yes.
be
Talk about it.
You making all this money, but when you say, well, I'm going to pay for tithing. But when it comes time to offer, I'm giving God $5, $10.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because if you want to be honest, the offering is more important than the tithe.
Yes,
Let
it
me
is.
explain why. Because your tithing was owed to God.
That's
You owe
right.
God
That's
that.
right. That's right.
You owe God that. But see, Your offering is the spot where you come in. That's where your blessing at.
Yeah.
You see, because the offering is showing what you value. It's showing your value and your appreciation. You see, you can't say, well, my tithe was $150. Okay, you owe that. That's not the picture. But now it's something to show, well, how much do you appreciate what God has done for you? How much do you value what God has given you? Because God gave to us. God gave a lot to us. God gave us what we need to be saved.
Amen.
Amen?
Amen.
John 3:16. Your offering, that's a spot that you ought to be hitting hard. If you ask me, your offering ought to be equal or more than your tithe.
Come on now.
If you ask me,
That's true.
your offering ought to be equal to your tithe or more. Because that's showing God, you know what? I appreciate what you have done for me.
Yes.
Your offering is going to show God, look, even though I ain't got but this much left, I'm going to still offer because I'm looking for a blessing.
Amen.
You see, and one thing about when you offering and you offer out a place of sacrifice, it's showing that your place of peace and your place of peace is not in money, but it's in God.
Yes.
You see, when you get to hold it back from God because of money, it's showing that you measure yourself and your sustainability through money and not through God. You see, I don't measure my life and whether I'm sustained or not by how much money I have.
Come on. That's good, sir.
Amen. But I measure by my relationship with God.
Yeah.
You see, because that money is going to pass away.
Yes, it is.
You tell me that when that money is going, that money going to pass away before we leave.
Yes, sir.
This whole currency system is going to change.
Yes, it is.
So if you tell me right now you are measuring your level of sustainability through money, then what happens when the money is gone? Then what do you have? Then what do you measure yourself by? You see, I live my life through God, and I wanted to give Him all that He asks of me. You see, because when you measure yourself through money, as soon as that money starts to deplete, you're not going to give God what you need to give Him. Because I only got a little bit left, so I can't give that to you, God, because I only got a little bit left. Amen?
Amen.
Where I have you at? John 3:16.
For God so loved the world
God so loved the world.
that He gave His only begotten Son.
So God showed His love and appreciation for us by giving us something.
That's right.
Ephesians 4:11.
And He gave some
And
apostles,
He gave.
and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers.
So God has given us leadership. God has given us things because He's showing His love and His appreciation for us.
Yeah.
Because God gave us some apostles, prophets, teachers, evangelists, and pastors to help better us. So what are we giving to help better the kingdom of God?
Yes.
What are we giving to help perfect the kingdom of God? On a natural aspect. Amen? Because, and even on the deeper aspect, some of us do give our tithe faithfully. Some of us do give the offering that we ought to give.
Yes.
But can I tell you, you can still be cursed by giving your tithe and offering?
Yes. Come on.
Can I tell you that you can still be a faithful tither and giving your offering and still be cursed? Turn to Genesis 4. Because it's a way that God asked for.
My God.
God didn't say just to give you that type of offering, but it's the way He wanted it. Genesis 4:1.
And Adam knew Eve his wife,
Uh-huh.
and she conceived and bare Cain.
Bear
And
Cain.
said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in the process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
So the Lord had respect unto Abel's offering, but He didn't respect Cain's offering.
Right.
Because Abel brought the firstling of his offering. You see, we can give our tithe and our offering consistently, but is it the first?
Right.
Time that check hit, are you already taking out what you're giving God?
Amen. I do. Yes, sir.
So I come to tell you that you can still carry this same courage by not giving God your first.
Amen.
Because Cain still gave his offering, but God didn't respect it because it wasn't the first.
That's right.
God wants to see that you're going to take care of Him before you take care of yourself.
Hallelujah.
The Bible says to present yourself a living sacrifice.
Yes.
So that means I'm not doing what's best for me no more. I'm doing what God wants for me. So even being a week to week, month to month, year to year, I'm talking about not missing a single month, faithful tithe and offering, but still carry the curse that you're doing because you're not giving God your first. And that's something to think about.
Yes.
Still carrying the curse by doing what God asked, but not doing it exactly how He asked. Amen?
Amen.
Deuteronomy 26 and 8.
And the Lord brought us forth out of Egypt with His mighty hand, and with the outstretched arm, and with great terribleness, and with signs, and with wonders. And He has brought us unto this place, and given us this land, even a land that floweth with milk and honey. And now, behold, I have brought the first fruits of the land, which Thou, O Lord, hast given unto me.
So God had blessed them with this land. He said that He gave them the first fruits of the land. Turn to Proverbs 3 and 9. We got to get into a mindset we giving God His first. God got to get His first. And see, not only is it doing what God asked, but it's a way to make sure that you're giving God what's owed to Him. Because sometimes we get so caught up in ourselves, and we get to paying our bills and doing this and doing that, and we end up not even having enough money to pay our tithe.
My God.
And to give God an offering. And now we got to wait and tell God, well, God, I got to wait until the next week. We don't want to get to a place like that where God got to wait because you took care of some things before you got to God. How important is God if you put Him on the back burner? And when you're supposed to be giving God His first, but you said, look, God, I had to take care of me first. You're going to have to wait. How that sound?
My God.
God, you're going to have to wait. I got to take care of me real quick. Don't sound so good. But that's really what we telling God. When we don't give God His first, I got something more important to you right now, God. You got to wait. Amen?
Amen.
I know it's tough, but that's how it is. Amen?
True.
I'm just trying to help somebody on tonight.
Amen.
I don't want everybody carrying no curse because they give their tithe faithfully, but they ain't giving it first.
Amen.
I don't want you not to be blessed because you're not giving God an offering that's acceptable.
Amen.
Acceptable offering. You see, because it was a time when David even said that he wouldn't give God an offering if it didn't cost him something. Let me show you that. Where I come from that now. Read Proverbs 3 and 9 and I'll go to David.
Honor the Lord thy substance, and with the first fruits of all thine increase.
He said, honor the Lord with thy substance and give him the first fruits. We got to get that stuff engraved in our minds that, man, as soon as I get this, I'm giving God His first.
Amen.
We got to give God His first.
True.
Amen?
Amen.
1 Chronicles 21. We like to say, well, God, I gave you an offer, but you ain't give me nothing but $1. When you're making $2,000 a week, but you gave me $1. My tithe is almost $200-300, but I'm going to just give God $1 here and there.
My Lord.
Did it really cost you? Was it really a sacrifice? You see, that tithe ain't no sacrifice. You give that up, count that out, take that 10% out. But the offering is when you know I'm going to make this a sacrifice.
Amen.
That's what that offering is for. It should be a sacrificial offering.
Amen.
If you can give an offering and it don't make you second thinking a little bit, then you got to think, was that really a sacrifice?
Amen.
David said, I can't offer that unto the Lord if it didn't cost me something. 1 Chronicles 21 and 23.
And ordinance
Start at 22.
And David said to ordinance, grant me the place of this threshing floor, that I may build an altar therein unto the Lord. Thou shalt grant it me for the full price, that the plague may be saved from the people. So essentially what happened is the Lord had asked David of something, and David didn't listen to the Lord like he should have. And so God had placed a plague and pestilence on the people. And so the Lord told David that if he build an altar upon this place, then he'll spare him. So right now David is talking to this king about getting the supplies and things that he need to build the altar. Keep reading. And ordinance said unto David, take it to thee, and let my lord the king do that which is good in his eyes.
So he said, take all these things from you that you need and just do what's good in your eyes.
Lo, I give thee the oxen.
I'm giving you all the oxen you need.
For burnt offerings, and the threshing instruments for wood.
All the threshing instruments for wood. Everything you need, I'm giving it to you. Don't worry about the cost.
And the wheat for the meat offering. I give it all.
I give it all unto you just to do what you see is good in your eyes. I'm giving it to you. Don't worry about the price. And what David said.
And King David said to ordinance,
nay,
but I will barely buy it for full price.
He said, I don't want you to just give me nothing for free. I'll buy it at full price. And why?
For I will not take that which is thine for the Lord.
I will not take that which is thine for the Lord.
Nor offer burnt offerings without cost.
Nor offer burnt offerings without a cost.
That's good.
You see, David could have taken all these things and do what he had to do for God and got it for free.
Right.
And offered it to God. But he said, no, I don't want to get nothing I'm giving to God for free. What I'm giving to God has got to cost something.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Woo.
What I'm coming to give to God, it just can't be easy. It's got to cost something what I'm giving to God. When I want to offer something to the Lord, it's got to cost me something.
Right. Awesome. Yes.
So I come to ask you on tonight, when you offer something to God, did it really cost you something?
That's good, sir.
Did it hurt your pocket just a little bit when you had to give that offering? Did it almost make you second guess if you was going to give it?
Yeah.
Are we just giving God money that was just given to us? Are we giving God stuff freely? Are we digging deep to where it kind of hurt a little bit?
Amen.
To show God, even though this hurt, you still deserve it.
Yes.
You see, we look at God as if he ain't worth nothing.
Jesus. Come on.
If we take some of the offering that we offer to God, it shows God that you ain't worth nothing.
Jesus.
God said, I have blessed you with all this money. I blessed you with all this prosperity, but in return, you give me just a small piece. God said, that's all I'm worth.
Help us, God.
That's all I'm worth.
God.
Not even a percent of what you make. That's something we got to think about. Is that all God worth? Is God now worth a sacrifice? Were we worth a sacrifice?
Amen. True.
Look on the other end. Well, are we worth a sacrifice that God did for us?
Jesus.
We talk about his life. But we talk about we can give God $1 that we can make back the next week. We talk about we can replace them $10, $50, and $20 with a meal. Hey, let's fast this day. We go ahead. Let's sacrifice this money so I can give something to God.
You're right.
But we just say, no, God, I got to eat. I got to do that. I got to do that. This is all the money I got left. I had to eat. No. We got to sacrifice for God. Show God that he's worth it.
Amen.
The pain and the turmoil that I might got to go through to get that money, but you are worth it, God.
Amen. Yes, you are, Lord.
Sometimes we don't show God just how much he's worth. We don't show God that. Amen?
Amen.
Amen?
Amen.
Deuteronomy 16 and 17. I come to help somebody on tonight. Amen. Can we lift our hands and give God a praise?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Lord.
Deuteronomy 16 and 17.
Thank you for your words.
Every man shall give as he is able,
Every man shall give as he is able,
according to the blessing of the Lord thy God which he has given thee.
according to the blessings of the Lord thy God. So if you ain't making but $200 a week, I ain't asking you to give $199.
Come on. That's right. Come on.
But you ought to give what you are able.
Right.
Don't make $2,000 a week, but come to God and say, I got you a quick $5. God has blessed you much more than that. Give according to what you are able.
Amen.
Don't hold back on God. But I ain't asking you to give everything, and when you can't pay your bills,
God.
you still got to do all things pertaining to life and God. So I ain't asking you to be so spiritual where you want to get a whole check. But if your faith high enough, go ahead.
Amen.
If you got that faith, by God, give it.
Amen.
I'm not stopping you from giving. You want to get a whole check, run it. But
Amen.
make sure you got the faith to do that. Don't think that God gave you that my faith back, and you can give it the whole time, be stressed out.
That's
I
right.
done
Come
gave you a whole
on.
check, God, what I'm going to do. I done gave you a whole check, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Well, you should have gave it to the
That's
stressed out.
right.
Say that. Say that.
Don't try to be over deep and say, God, I'm going to give you $500 to be stressed the whole week. You ain't going to get blessed. I'm saying that now. You gave it for no reason. We bless you. We thank God for that $500. That's paying some bills. But if you ain't got the faith to back it, then don't do it. But you ought to give according to what you are able. According to how God has blessed you. And God has blessed some of us pretty good. God has blessed us pretty good. And even if he ain't blessed you like the person beside you, he has still blessed you. Enough to give according to how you're able.
Amen.
Amen? Let's turn to Luke 21. Let's talk about some folks that didn't have nothing but still gave great. You see, because it's not always about how much you give, but it's about how much you give in relation to how much you got.
Amen.
You see, I can give $5, somebody beside me can give $100, but how much did I have total versus what I gave?
Right.
I had 15, but I gave 5. You had 1,000, only gave 10. So who really gave more?
Right.
Who really sacrificed more?
That's good, sir.
Don't look at somebody and be like, dang, they envelope thick. They gave $200, but they making about $100,000 a year. They ought to be giving twice that.
Right.
Amen.
But you make it a little bit less, but you give it more in reference to the sacrifice it cost you to give it.
Hallelujah.
Amen. Luke 21. Let's start at 1.
And he looked up and saw the rich men casting their gifts into the treasury.
He saw rich men casting in gifts.
And he saw also a certain poor widow casting in thither 2 mites.
And then he seen a widow, a poor little widow woman that came forth, and she started giving too, just like the rich man was.
And he said, of a truth I say unto you,
He said, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This is what I just seen,
that this poor widow had cast in more than they all.
That this poor woman that ain't got nothing cast in more than all y'all.
For all these have of their abundance cast in unto the offerings of God, but she of her penury hath cast in all the living that she had.
So even though y'all rich and wealthy and cast all these gifts in, she still casted in more than y'all.
Yes, she did. That's good, sir. That's real good.
And why is that? They said, no, we gave in all this stuff. How she cast more than us? Well, how much did she have? She gave all that she had.
That's right.
Even though it wasn't a fraction of what you gave, but she sacrificed all that she had to give to God.
My God.
Because she had the faith to believe, like, God gonna get his back.
Yeah.
And I'm not asking everybody to give all they have, but I'm asking you to give something sacrificial. Give something that's gonna hurt to give. Don't give something easy. Get off of her. You know how that make me feel if I just grab it and throw it out my pocket and give it to you like it just didn't mean nothing to you.
Right.
We got to show God, I care enough about you. You know what? I go without for a little bit to make sure that your kingdom got what it needs.
Amen, Lord.
That the vision can continue to go forth.
Jesus.
Amen?
Amen.
1 Kings 17. Let's talk about another widow woman that gave all she had. 1 Kings 17, let's start at 1.
And Elijah the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, as the Lord God of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Get thee hence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook Cherith that is before Jordan. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. So he went and did according unto the word of the Lord, for he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. And it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land.
So there had been no rain, and the brook had dried up.
And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Arise, get thee to Zarephath, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded a widow woman there to sustain you.
So God said, I need you to go somewhere. Don't worry about it, because I got a widow woman that's going to sustain you, that's going to take care of you where you need to be.
So he arose and went to Zarephath, and when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks. And he called to her and said, Fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel, that I may drink. So he has called her with this widow woman, and she was gathering sticks, and so Elijah asked her for some water. And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, Bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thy hand.
And also he asked not only for something to drink, but now he wants something to eat.
She said, As the Lord thy God liveth, I have not a cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die.
So she said, I ain't got too much. I ain't really got as much as what you're looking for, but I got just a little bit. And I was using this to sustain myself and my son. And after this, it was it. We just left to die. We only had but a little bit left, maybe one more meal. And that was it. We was done to die.
And Elijah said unto him, Fear not.
He said, fear not.
Go and do as I have said.
Just listen to what I said. Don't worry about what I'm asking for. Just listen.
But make me thereof a little cake first, and bring it unto thee. And after make for thee and for thy son. For thus said the Lord God of Israel, the barrel of oil shall not waste.
It won't waste.
Neither shall the cruse of oil fail.
The oil won't fail.
Until the day that the Lord sendeth rain upon the earth.
So already that the rain hadn't been falling, it's been dried up. And he said, don't worry about what you need to eat and drink. Because what you have now, it's going to sustain you until the Lord let the water fall again.
And she went and did according to the saying of Elijah. And she and he and her house did eat many days.
So all she did was have to be obedient to what the man of God said and give as he asked. And she was blessed and not have to worry about eating for many days.
And the barrel did not
didn't waste it.
Neither did the cruse of oil fail spake by Elijah.
So that means that she gave her very last to the man of God. And because of her obedience and her willingness to sacrifice, she ate for many days after. So had she never gave what she wanted to give it to Elijah, she wouldn't have had enough to last as much as she lasted because she gave it.
That's right.
So I'm going to tell you, sometimes if you would just give the last little bit that you got, it'll last a lot longer than what it would have if you didn't give it. You see, you just last little $20 you hold on to, and you say, man, I know I should give an offering, but I got to make this last. So I got to stretch this the whole week. You know, folks will learn how to stretch $20 the whole week. $20 is stretch if you do it the right way. Somebody said, I got to make this stretch the whole week. Well, God said, offer it up to me. And so God said, after you offer this 20, He has given you much more to sustain yourself, much more than that $20 would have. But are you willing to trust in God enough to do it? Because that's a hard place to be in.
Yes.
It's Monday, and I don't get paid till Friday, and I got to make this 20 straight. But somebody's saying, offer it up. To where I don't even know how I'm going to eat that next day. How I'm going to eat. But God said, just trust me, offer it up. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And now she had much more. Her oil didn't waste. All her food didn't waste. It lasted her much, much, much longer than it would have lasted if she just kept what she had and didn't give it to Elijah. So we got to be willing to give something in order to receive much more. The Bible says it's better to give than it is to receive. And a lot of us can't receive because we don't want to give. Why you can't receive the promise from God? Because you're not willing to give something. You can't receive the blessings from God because you're not willing to give something. Amen? Amen? Hebrews 13:5. I'm almost out y'all way. I just want to help somebody grow by giving their way out. Amen? Hebrews 13:5.
Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have.
We got to learn to be content with what we have.
Amen.
You see, one thing about giving, when you're in the place where you can give, that means you're content in the places you're at. You see, when you get the penny pension and hold on to your money, it shows that you're not content where you're at. When you say, I can't give out nothing because I need it, because right now I ain't got nothing to sustain. I can't do what I got to do because so I got to hold on to it. But when you're content, when you're in that place where you're satisfied with the life that you're living, you're able to give out more. You see, giving is showing that you care more about others than necessarily yourself. I'm content where I'm at. So this extra couple $100, let me give this out because I'm content. But somebody that's unstable and always, money here, money there, then they can't really give what they want to because their life is shambles. They got no organization. They got no structure. We got to be structured in our natural life.
Yeah, say that.
And then that stuff flow over into everything. Everything. Amen? 3 John 1 and 2.
Beloved, I wish above all things.
I wish above all things
that thou mayest prosper,
and
be in health, even as thy soul prospers.
So God says that He wishes above all things that we may prosper. So we already know that God's mindset for us is that we may prosper. So that means that anything that God is asking from us, it's got to be on behalf of our prosperity. And man, it's got to be for the better of ourselves. We can't always look and say, man, God asked for this money, asked for that money, I can't make it through. Just do it. And man, we got to increase our faith. I feel that's the problem when it comes to us giving. We ain't got enough faith. And man, we haven't even given God enough time to increase our faith. Sometimes you got to take a step of faith so God can increase it.
Right.
You got to just give on faith and let God show out. So that you can have a testimony and say, you know what, one time I gave and God gave it right back. But sometimes you can't even let God get glory out of your life because you're not even willing to do it. How can God show you that He's a way maker if you never allow Him to put you to a place where He has to be that way maker? If you never step out, how can God show Himself in your situation? You always sheltered, always held in, and you never allow God to show you just what He can do. If I never give a sacrificial offering, I can never expect God to bless me for that. So you got to be able to just take that one, like, you know what, for once in my life, I'm going to just take a leap of faith. And then watch how God show you that, you know what, that was a good step, and I'm going to bless you for it. But if we never do it, God can never show himself. We got to find ways to increase our faith. Got to increase our faith. Amen? It's my last scripture. Amen? Jeremiah 17:8. We going to pray. Amen? Jeremiah 17, verse 8. And let's start at verse 7.
Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord.
Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord.
And whose hope the Lord is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river. It shall not see when he cometh.
Shall not see when he cometh.
But her leaves shall be green.
The leaves shall be green.
And shall not be careful in the year of drought. Neither shall cease from yielding fruit.
So God says that when you trust in God, that even when the heat and the drought coming, you ain't even got to worry about not producing because your trust is in God. God says that you will be a tree, not worrying about what's coming, not worrying about the things around you, because you're going to still continue to produce. You see, I have been in places where everything around me was telling me, man, something ain't right, Frank, something ain't right. You got to find a way to make some money. But you know what? I trust in God. I trust in God that God's going to make a way. I trust in God that as long as I continue to do what he asks me to do, he going to make a way. And so I ain't got to worry about being careful in the year of the drought because I know God going to still allow me to produce. I know God is still going to make a way. But when we're not trusting in the Lord, then when things start to come, we get to nitpicking and pulling back here and pulling back there and try to do all these things and get to pulling back from God. But God says, no, if you just trust me, you ain't got to worry about that. I'll make sure they continue to flow into your household. Continue to flow into your life. Continue to flow into your businesses. Continue to flow into everything that you trust in God to do. We just got to trust him. Amen? Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Can we all stand and give God some praise on tonight? Hallelujah. Can we stand and give God a praise on tonight?